People need to know that your community exists if they have to engage with it. And as a community manager, it's your job to build that awareness. Now let's see how. Hi guys, welcome to Community Building 101. In our previous episodes, we talked about how to build engagement in a community. Many would say that engagement is the most important aspect of any community, but they're forgetting about one thing that's even more important: visibility. I mean, no one wants to be the John Cena of community, right? Building brand awareness is important. People should recognize your community and brand the moment they lay their eyes on your name. But gaining this kind of visibility isn't a piece of cake. It requires consistency, patience, and more importantly, budget. Now, we're going to assume that you're a community manager and not a CXO. This is because community managers have an additional challenge over a CXO doing the same thing: budget. So there's a word for a marketer without a budget: unemployed. How can you expect to get any sort of performance without a budget to increase visibility? People are not going to fall from the sky to join your community. They've got to hear about it somewhere first. In a world where every single person is fighting for your potential members' attention, you've got to play the bidding game to create the top of the funnel. It's either that, or you go down in history as a non-performing community manager. Now, we don't want that to happen. So, we've created a playbook of sorts to help you in your community building journey. Playbook rule number 1, fight for a budget, $1,000 at least. You really need a budget if you want to maximize your community's visibility. The more, the better. Start with small experiments and increase budgets where you see traction. If some channel is working well, focus almost exclusively on it until it runs out. Playbook rule number 2, map out every watering hole your potential members are on, even if your online community is exclusive. For example, if you think your potential members watch Mr. Beast's YouTube content, run ads on said content via YouTube ads. If your potential members constantly visit NFT news websites, run ads on said websites. Another simple tip is to talk to as many people who might use your community. Through these conversations, find out where they spent their time, not just on social platforms, but which specific YouTube channels, websites, etc. You can also ask your friends to open ad settings in front of you. This is an extremely powerful page. It will tell you exactly what that person is interested in. Playbook rule number 3, find relevant pools and add bait. This is an extension on the previous step. Here, you need to find highly relevant pools where your users might hang out. You can add some bait in your community and people might join in to check out that piece of bait. For example, find popular newsletters and pay them a price to advertise an exclusive piece of well-written content. You can then ask readers to join your community to access said piece of content. We use Letterhunt. The value in going after niche relevant pools instead of YouTube or Instagram ads is that they are much cheaper and more targeted. Playbook rule number 4, allow people to easily cross the gate with a little effort. Lock your community up in the beginning and make it invite only. You can turn off invite only after a few months. The gating, however, should be easy to get through. If people want to get in and are willing to spend a couple of minutes, they should be able to get in. It makes them feel smart too. Clubhouse was actually fairly easy to get into, even when they were invite only. Playbook rule number 5, get influencers. Dollar for dollar, influencers are cheaper than running social media ads. They also tend to have a much higher advert click-through rate because their audience trusts them. According to MediaKicks, 71% of marketers said the quality of customers, leads, and traffic from influencer marketing is better than those from other sources. In fact, we've got an entire video dedicated to how content creators can actually help grow your community. I'm just going to give that link in the video description box below, so you can check it out. Playbook rule number 6 is run all ads to events. With a traditional product, you'd send people to the top of the funnel to your Play Store or App Store download link. With communities, you should not send them to your community homepage or some random chat. The top of the funnel has to be directed to an event. When you advertise an event, people are A, more likely to click, B, more likely to attend the event, C, more likely to listen to you for 30 minutes, D, hence more likely to convert to an active member. To give you an idea of the costs, we ran adverts to a community event and had 13,000 people turn up. The cost per conversion into community member was roughly $0.7. But when we ran ads directly to the community, as in experiment later, we saw a cost per conversion of $3. That's a 4.2 times cheaper cost running ads to events rather than to your community homepage or chat or forum. We've got a whole video on the different types of events that you can conduct in your community. So I'll be linking that in the description box as well. Moving on to playbook rule number 7. A verbal CTA to join the community. When people attend your event, remember to ask them to join your community every 5 minutes or so while the event is going on. On YouTube, you should always ask your watchers to subscribe and repeat it indefinitely. It's the same with events. People will forget to join your community and hence will be lost forever. Don't make this mistake. People need to be told, sometimes multiple times, just for them to join. Our community platform Scenes makes this easy by allowing people to join a community in one click while an event is going on. If you're really looking to build your community's visibility, then these 7 rules should do the trick. Before I sign off, I have one last tip for you. This is yet another reason we built Scenes for mobile platforms first, rather than web. Most people will see your ads on a mobile phone, especially when running them through influencers or newsletters or advertising platforms where you can't control the operating system. If you do not have a fully working mobile community platform, you've wasted your money. Web community platforms look and feel nice, but you barely see any engagement there. So be smarter and go mobile first.